Okay. My butter is slowly melting. Okay. My water for concassé is already boiling, so I'm gonna drop that to low medium. Okay. I don't want it to get cold. I want it to be nice and warm, hot when I start blanching my tomatoes, when I start concassing them. So my butter is melting right now. Okay. I have my whisk. Okay. And I have my flour, which I'm gonna eyeball. Okay. I got it in a large mix cup. Okay. So I'm gonna eyeball it. Okay. But you know what? I'm gonna measure it. Just to be on the safe side. Okay. My scale says 1, 2, 3 ounces. So, Mr. Jonathan, let me go back to the 3 ounces of the AP flour. For 2 ounces of butter, you're going to need about 2 tablespoons of AP flour. Okay? 2 tablespoons. Cut it back. If you don't have a scale for your flour, you need 2 tablespoons of flour. Okay? 3 tablespoons is way too much. That's for another recipe conversion. Okay, my butter is melted on my stove top. Okay, I'm gonna drop my AP flour. Okay, it's sizzling. I'm gonna mix it. Okay, and that's becoming my roux. Okay, I'm gonna look at it and then continue cooking it to cook out the starches. Okay, and it's bubbling and it's frothing. Okay. Now I'm going to drop my 1 quart of milk, okay? There it goes, okay? Oh, I forgot. That was the veloute. All right, I guess I'm making bacon. But either way or, okay? Either way or, it's still the same ingredients, butter and flour, okay? So if you guys have your chicken stock, use your chicken stock. If you follow me with the milk, then use your milk. See? So since that was going to become a bechamel, I'm going to drop my onion piqué right now. Okay? Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I got a little bit confused. I grabbed the wrong one. My bad. But it's still some basic ingredients. Sure. Yes, for 3 ounces of butter. Yeah. So, my milk is, okay. Oh, okay, in that case, you got 4 tablespoons of butter, then you want to go a little bit higher than flour. So 4 tablespoons of butter, you need about 6 tablespoons of flour, okay? Right. So while my milk is simmering, I'm going to start with the veloute. So I'm going to have 2 going at the same time. If you have the space and you're following me, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone at the same time. Because I'm have my bechamel in front of me, and I got my other stock pot for my veloute behind it. Okay. If you only have one pot, then just do one first and then do the second one. But if you have 2, you can multitask. Okay. So I got my pot in the back for my veloute this time. I'm going to drop my butter, okay, melt it, and I'm going to go back once in a while and stir my milk so it doesn't get stuck to the bottom, okay? So it doesn't burn at the bottom, it doesn't scorch. Okay. But I have it on low heat. I don't want it to burn it. Okay. So my butter is melting for my veloute this time. Okay, it's melting. Correct. because my bechamel is going to take a little bit longer to cook because it's got to go the distance. It's not going to be done in less than 5-6 minutes. It's going to take at least 20 minutes to half an hour, depending on your heat on your stove and how do you control it, okay? So my butter is almost melted for my veloute, okay? Almost there, almost there. All right, my butter has been melted for the veloute, okay? Here's on one of the screens, okay? See this? I'm gonna drop my flour, okay? And I'm gonna use this multicolored whisk that I got, I don't know, from Goodwill. And then mix the butter with the flour. Just like you were making sausage gravy or pan gravy for breakfast, for some buttermilk biscuits in the morning, okay? So I'm gonna drop my heat to medium on the roux that is cooking right now, okay? I don't want it too high, too fast, because my roux might get burnt, okay? So I'm gonna let it cook for about another minute or two, and then I'm gonna drop my chicken stock, okay? Yes. One quart. My roux's cooking on my second pot. I'm gonna go with my chicken stock and my roux that is cooking right now to make my veloute. I'm dropping my hot chicken stock in my roux, my second pot, okay? Those of you guys who are taking the knowledge quizzes, 1 quart equals 32 ounces, okay? I'm gonna put my bechamel in the back and I'm gonna bring my veloute in the front because my veloute is gonna be done first, okay? Your knowledge conversion quizzes, it says, you know, how many ounces in a quart? 32. How many ounces in a half a gallon? Okay, 74. How many ounces in a gallon? 128. Yes, Jonathan, you got a question? Straight to simmer. Because you got to let it go the distance because that flavor from the onion, the bay leaf, and the cloves got to fuse that milk, okay? If you go too fast too soon, you're not going to get the full flavors of the onion piqué in your milk, okay? I'm stirring my veloute, okay? Now, keep in mind, if your sauces are not the right texture or consistency, you can always make a little roux on the side and use that to thicken your sauces, okay? Just like Mr. Lyric, right, Mr. Lyric, you made the roux prior to class, correct? You make your roux prior to class, right? So you can make your roux ahead of time, okay? And then use it separately for each stock pot, for each sauce. So you can always make the roux separate and use that as your thickening agent, just like we went over in lecture on Monday, right? Roux, R-O-U-X, 60% butter, 40% flour. That's why we went 2 ounces of butter and 3 ounces of flour, okay? which I think I am going to need to make a little bit extra roux on the side and thicken my sauces, because I don't think I have enough roux in it, but you know, we'll see. I can't tell yet because the sauces are not simmering, so they're not activating the roux yet, okay? Once they simmer and they start cooking, and that's going to activate the roux that's inside of them. Just like you would do gravy for your buttermilk biscuits in the morning for breakfast. And speaking of the notepad, right? I have mine here, little notepad, okay? I went into the portal today, this morning, and I wrote myself the recipes, okay? The amounts and the ingredients really fast, okay? This is kind of my production sheet. Kind of my production sheet, okay? Good. Yes. For about a few minutes. How thick is it? How's the consistency? Remember, it's got to be nape at the back of a spoon. Mine is not. Mine is too thin. I'm going to have to make a roux on the side to thicken my veloute, okay? That is it. That is it. Okay. Did you run your finger to the back of the spoon? Vertically, the spoon, lengthwise, on the back of the spoon. Yes. Okay. And it's supposed to look like the parting of the Red Sea. Okay. So when you run your finger at the back of the spoon, the lengthwise of the back of the spoon, if it looks like the parting of the Red Sea, it's done perfect. If not, then you got to go, yeah. Okay. So, yes. No, you didn't meal properly tomato sauce. My bechamel, okay, is coming up, is scalding now, okay? It's scalding, so that's why I say you gotta let it go the distance, so very low heat. Because if you go too fast and furious, okay, it might burn or it might overflow into your stovetop. My bechamel too is not at the right consistency, so I'm gonna use that roux for both of the sauces, okay? So I'm gonna drop the heat even lower at my bechamel so it doesn't overflow, it doesn't burn. I'm gonna keep it nice and slow simmer. Low simmer, just like, you know, we said, you want it smiling but not laughing, right? Simmer but not boiling, okay? So I am going to finish the bechamel first because it's almost ready, and then I'll go back and finish the veloute after the bechamel. I don't want to finish both of them at the same time. I'm going to take my time, slow and easy, do one at a time, okay? I got my buttermilk. Half an onion, that's too much. Half an onion. Okay, so you don't have any cloves? Okay, so drop it in, okay? So my roux on the side is, the butter is melting, okay? I'm gonna start dropping my flour so I can make a little bit of roux to thicken my sauces because my sauces are not thick enough. And that's the beautiful part about it. Okay, you can make a little roux on the side, okay? And use it to thicken up your sauces with it. Have it handy. And roux can also be held at room temperature in your countertop for maybe like about 4 or 7 days. Okay. After that, it starts getting moldy. You can put it in your fridge for later use, refrigerate it. But you know, butter when it gets cold, it solidifies. So you're gonna have a harder time using that roux straight out of the refrigerator. You need to let it sit at room temperature so it get nice and soft. Okay. So this is my roux. This is my little side. See that? This is my roux that I made on the side. Okay. I'm going to use some of this to thicken my bechamel, okay? I'm putting my bechamel to the front. I'm watching my temperature so it doesn't overboil because it's almost there, okay? I'm pushing my chicken stock with the veloute in the back. Now I'm going to use this roux a little bit on my whisk. I'm going to grab just a little bit, maybe like about a teaspoon or two, put it in my bechamel, and start slowly mixing it until they see the thickness of the bechamel come out, okay? And again, I'm looking for that nappe that coats the back of a spoon. I'm looking for that when I run my finger lengthwise in the back of a spoon. After I remove my finger and I run it to the back, it stays like the parting of the Red Sea. It doesn't come back together, okay? That's nappe. Okay, I'm gonna wait before I add more roux. Let this come out to more simmering, okay? Because when you add the roux and you whisk it, you lower the temperature. You want to make sure that you keep the temperature hot to activate the thickening agent, okay? Correct. Coat the back of a spoon, run your finger lengthwise. That's it. Now run your finger lengthwise on the back of the spoon. And if it stays like the parting of the Red Sea, bechamel is done. In the middle, that's it. You got bechamel. Let me see your spoon. Go, hold on. Go ahead, Mr. Larry. I'm gonna add a little more roux to my bechamel, okay? Because not there yet. Let me see, Larry. What's yours? Okay. That's it. That's bechamel. That's good. Take it aside, strain it. It's good to go. Yes, Miss Janet. What you got? Wait, the velouté it's a different sauce, so you can have them both going at the same time, but you can finish one at a time, just like I am. Okay. Oh, both of them need to coat the back of the spoon, both sauces. Yes, ma'am. Yes. That is perfect. That's nappe. That coats the back of the spoon. Use the back of the spoon and run your finger in the lengthwise on the back of the spoon. If it stays like the parting of the Red Sea, it's done. Okay. That's it, Chef Pablo. You got bechamel. So my bechamel is stubborn. It doesn't want to thicken up. Right. You can use it for your meals if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't gonna use it for anything, you can toss it out. It is perfect to make cheese sauce, queso dip, macaroni and cheese, that sort of thing. Yeah. You can add some pepper jack cheese, some cilantro, some Tabasco, some cheddar cheese, some Velveeta, and use it for queso, for nachos. Okay. Correct. You can also use it for mac and cheese. Okay. Put some make a cheese sauce and mix it in with the cooked macaroni. Now you got mac and cheese. It's the beautiful thing about this. Yeah, yes, more roux, just like me. I had to make a little more roux on the side and add it to my bechamel because it was too liquidy. That wasn't thick enough, okay? Now it's getting there. So I have to use that whole batch of roux that I have for both sauces for one sauce. So I'm gonna have to make another batch of roux for my velouté. That's fine. See, like with me, since I'm just here with my dog, I'm probably going to end up throwing this away because I won't eat it. I mean, it's great. I like it, love it, but what am I going to do with the quart of cheese sauce? I can't feed it to my dog. So mine is done. I am going to grab a spoon. Okay. So on the screen that's pointing down to my stove, I'm gonna grab a spoon, stick it in. Okay. It goes to the back of a spoon. I'm gonna run my spoon through the back. See? Nape. Coats the back of a spoon. Right? That's what we're looking for. That's bechamel. Now I'm gonna season it with a little bit of salt because I didn't add no salt at the beginning. Season it with a little bit of salt and that's it. That's bechamel. Now I'm going to put that aside and strain it and show you guys the final product, how it's supposed to look like once it's strained and done, okay? A little bit of salt. Yeah, I ain't going to worry about nutmeg. I don't like nutmeg, but you know, whatever. Okay. Now, we're going to take a look at it, see how it looks today. How the flavors change, okay? So let me take out my vegetable out of the way and let me strain it real quick so I can show you guys what the final product looks like afterwards, okay? Hello. That's all right. You're like, hello, hello. Yeah, that's not good. Uninvited guest. Yes, strain your bechamel. To get all the lumps out, your onion piqué, your bay leaf. You want that in a smooth sauce. Yes, ma'am. Yes, chef. Sorry, yes, chef, because you don't want no lumps. Yeah, you don't. Because if you don't strain it, the unpleasant taste and the texture of the uncooked roux lumps in the bechamel is going to throw you off. So even though it is dispersed, you're going to still have those lumps of roux inside your sauce. Okay, so it's better to strain it so you don't have that issue. Okay. I will strain it, and then I will garnish it with a fresh tarragon, shipment tarragon on top to give it an extra boost of flavor. Okay. So I'm going to put a little bit of bechamel in a cup to show you guys what that bechamel looks like side view. Okay. Okay, so yes, ma'am. Run your finger across the back of a spoon, along the lengthwise. If it stays like the parting of the Red Sea, it's done. The spoon. There you go. There you go. Could be, yeah. So here's, so guys, here's my bechamel on the top screen, okay, in a little glass cup, okay. This is my bechamel. See how nice and cut the back of the spoon, okay. Now, the thing with bechamel the longer it sits, it's gonna get thicker like oatmeal or grits. So if you're gonna use it again, it's best to reheat it with a little bit more milk. That's good. That's good. I gotta pat myself in the back. So guys, just like the mayonnaise and the vinaigrette that I made yesterday, I had a confession to you guys. I've never made them in the house here, in this home. Now, I made bechamel in the past before with my ex and her kids to make queso and macaroni and cheese for the children, but you know, she's gone now, a long time ago. Another story. So, but I never made veloute at home the way I'm doing it here. I never made tomato sauce at home too either. So I'm right there with you guys, okay? That's good, that's fine. Yes, it's going to be liquid at the beginning, but as it simmers, it's going to thicken up just like your bechamel. Correct. And you're right. Yes. Yeah. It's kind of thick, so you might add a little more. If that's your bechamel, more milk. If that's your veloute, a little bit more. Is that more chicken stock, right? So I'm making a little bit more. I'm making a little bit more roux for my veloute. Okay. Okay. Set it aside. Bring my chicken stock to the back. Okay. It's been simmering. Okay, which is great. Okay. And I'm going to continue to simmer it as I'm slowly adding my roux in segments. Okay, and whisking it to thicken my veloute. It looks good, but put your spoon inside and then run your finger lengthwise across the back of the spoon. If it stays like the parting of the Red Sea, your veloute is done, okay? Correct. I just added my roux to my veloute, okay, because it wasn't thick enough. So I had to make a little bit more roux to thicken my sauce, okay? Missy, run your finger through it. Yeah, my veloute is stubborn like my bechamel. Yes. Stick your spoon in it. And then run your finger the lengthwise on the back of the spoon with the sauce. And if it stays like the parting of the Red Sea, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Okay. That means it's not bad. Okay. Yeah, a little bit more. Sure, go ahead. Let me see yours. That is nappe. That's it. That's it. Oh, my other screen kicked me out. So I'm going to run my finger across my veloute. Okay. That's good. So I know one of the screen is kicked me out, so I'm gonna run this is my spoon with my velouté right here, guys, okay? This is the back of the spoon. I'm gonna run my finger right through, okay? Okay? That is nappé. My velouté is nappé now, okay? So my velouté is done. No need for the extra rule. My velouté is completely done, okay? Yes. Let me see, okay. To the back, right? That's nappé. That's nappé. Because yeah, the longer they'll sit, it'll start to thicken up as well too, okay? That's it, it's done. Okay. So I'm gonna, yes, pictures. So I'm gonna start, really? Stupid thing. Yes, I'm about to stream my velouté right now, okay? My laptop crashed, so it kicked me out, so I'm using my iPad right now, okay? Let me see if I can pop it in so I can show you guys how I'm gonna strain my velouté, okay? I got my mix cup, I got my little strainer, and I'm gonna slowly pour in my strainer so I don't overflow and make a mess on my stovetop, because I hate cleaning hot liquids. These are the ones that stick. And I'm straining my velouté. The only thing I did not add was salt, so I'm gonna season it with salt a little bit right now, before I taste it, okay? And you can season it afterwards because your velouté is still hot, okay? So as the salt sits in there, it's gonna bloom, so don't over season it, okay? Don't over salt it because it's gonna be really salty. So a little bit of salt. Some whiskey. Bada bing, bada boom. Velouté is done. Velouté is done, okay? So that is velouté, guys. If you made it, if you know what it is, if you're still making it, continue to finish it. But it's on the practical. Very imperative that you make your velouté today, because again, it's going to come out on the practical, okay? Even later on. See, that's my velouté right here. Okay, see on the screen? On my little glass cup, okay? Beautiful velouté, nice and nappé, okay? So on the screen, I got my velouté on one side, and I got my bechamel on the other side. Okay, guys? There you go, velouté and bechamel. Now I'm going to clean up a little bit before I can start getting ready for the next demo, the tomato concassé with the tomato sauce. Hi, y'all. Answer. The bechamel, not really, because the longer it cooks, it's gonna get really thick, really fast. Okay, so that's why you cook the roux at the beginning. Try to cook the starch off of it, and when you put it into your you start putting your milk, you simmer it very low, very long, so it cooks out the starch. Okay, if you're making large batches, like maybe 2 gallons, 3 gallons, yes, for about 30 minutes. You're only making a quart, so as soon as it's thickened up, it's done. Huh? Tomatoes need about a little bit over a pound of tomatoes because you're going to make about 16 ounces of tomato sauce. We'll do with 5 because you're going to add your canned tomatoes. So, Mr. Jeffrey, what do you have? Okay, good, good. Yes, remember, 2 different sauces. You don't want to combine them to one, okay? Yeah, your bechamel, you're not going to use it for anything past today. But you may use it at your home to make queso, macaroni and cheese, whatever you want to cook with it. If you're not, you can do whatever you want with it. Your veloute is going to come in. You may put it away and freeze it because it is definitely going to come up later on in one of the recipes. No, veloute is chicken stock. Don't forget, veloute chicken stock. Show me your veloute, what you got? That is it. Not pay the back of the spoon. That's good. Yes. Yes, go ahead. Run your finger. Run your... That's it. That's it. That's good. That's good, veloute. Good. So, as you guys finishing up, I'm cleaning a little bit so I can get going with the tomato sauce next, okay? Yes, you do. So now you guys know how to make bechamel. It's one of the mother sauces. It can be turned into anything, okay? That bechamel can also be turned into a cream soup if you use it properly. You can make a broccoli and cheddar cheese soup with that bechamel. You can make cream of chicken soup with that bechamel. You can make sausage gravy with the bechamel. Just add some bacon grease, there's some fresh black pepper. Now you got sausage gravy, okay? Very, very versatile. That's what we're going over today, the mother sauces, so you guys can learn how to make 2 today, okay? Yes, sir. Okay. Give me a second. I gotta wash this bowl from for my pocket. Oh, nice. Very nice. Just like I have it on my screen. Very nice. Okay. Very nice. Yes. Okay. All right, so guys, hope you guys are ready to rock and roll for the next demo. So I'm gonna start with the Milopakis next, okay? So I'm gonna slide my pot of boiling water back here, okay, and keep it on simmer because I don't want it to evaporate, because otherwise it's not gonna cook my tomatoes all the way to the top, okay? So I got my veloute, got my bechamel. I'm gonna set them aside, okay? They are done. D-U-N-N, done. You get it? Done. Okay. Now with my paring knife, okay, with the tomato concassé, okay. Show my table to clean. Remove this big old hunk of knife out of the way. Okay. I'm going to use about 4. Yeah, tomatoes are not looking that great. Kind of mushy. I'm going to use about 6 tomatoes, 6 Roma tomatoes for my tomato concassé. Okay, guys? So that's how much tomatoes I'm going to use. Yeah, these tomatoes are not good. Six tomatoes, okay? You with me, guys? How's everybody else doing? You with me? Okay. I'm going to mute somebody. There's too much sauce coming through. Okay, so while you guys were waiting for me and getting your bechamel done, I went ahead and got my ice, my bowl of ice. Okay? Like I said, if you don't have any ice, cold water from the tap will do, but you got to change the water twice to cool the tomatoes, stop it from overcooking. Okay. So my ice bath is ready to go on one side. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, okay, I am going to remove the stem from the tomatoes. Okay, with the tip of my paring knife. Okay. Oh, this knife is not sharp enough. Really? All right, let me sharpen my knife. I don't like working with a dull knife. Where's my steel? Let me see if I can use a steak knife instead. So that's one. Remove the other stem of the other knife, okay? With the tip of your knife, get it out of the way. Okay. And then keep removing the stems of the rest of the knives, okay? Once you remove all the stems, you can go back and score them on the bottom side with like a cross segment, okay? Just like the recipe says, okay? Okay. Now I'm going to score them in the back, okay? One cut across like that, and then one cut across like almost like an X, okay, or like a cross. Just the skin, not all the way through, okay, just the skin, okay. They're all scored in the back. Now I'm going to get my water boiling because I had it on very low so it did not lose its heat. Okay. Bucket of ice, water. My boiling pot of water. Okay. When that's going, I'm going to open my can of tomatoes. Okay. I get diced tomatoes, but whole stewed tomatoes will work as well too because when they cook, they're going to start to, you know, get softer and smaller, so it'll work. Okay. So I got a can of, I think it's a 10-ounce can of tomatoes, if I'm correct, give or take. 14.5-ounce cans. So it's about equal parts once I'm done with tomato concassé with canned tomatoes. Okay. Got this at Sam's. So I got my canned tomatoes. Okay. Canned tomatoes. I got my scored tomatoes, and also got my mirepoix already set. Okay. Onion, celery, and carrots, small dice. Okay. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about the sachet of the piece. I don't have it. Okay. So I'm getting my water nice and hot right now, so I can drop my tomatoes. I want it nice and boiling hot. Uh, 7 days. 7 days is maximum. So here you go. My water is boiling. Okay. I'm gonna drop my tomatoes now in the boiling water carefully. I'm not just gonna throw them in there because I don't want to splash myself and get burnt. Remember, you're dealing with hot liquids. One by one, drop them in. Okay. Get my cutting board ready for the next pound. Yes. That's fine. You can still follow us through as we're going along this journey of you know, having tomato done. You know, just watch what everybody's doing so you can make it yourself later on. Okay. Yes, Amaru. I got 6 tomatoes. It depends on the size of your tomatoes. Yours may be bigger or maybe smaller. I don't know. I would have grabbed 8, but my tomatoes were not. The rest I had to throw them in the trash. They were not good. Okay, so I'm going with 6. Okay. Okay. Like I said, mine I wanted to use 8, but I couldn't because other tomatoes were rotten. So I'm only using 6. I'm only using 6. So it depends on your size of your tomatoes. Might be different than mine. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Jonathan? Correct, on the upper side of the stem, on the bottom side of the tomatoes. Cut the cross across. Yeah, cut the cross across. Mm-hmm. All right, so I see some of the skin starting to peel out tomatoes, so I'm gonna remove one, okay? So this is what the tomato looks like when the skin is starting to come off. I'm gonna put it in my shock it in ice water. And again, shock it in ice water means you're gonna stop it from continuous cooking. You don't want it to continue to cook because if it does, you're gonna have a mushy tomato. You're not gonna be able to use it for the concassé, okay? So each tomato is gonna be done at a different time. They're not all gonna be done at the same time, okay? that's the base time, but each tomato is different, so it might go a little bit longer. Mine is going a little bit longer, but that's like about the base structure time of how long to keep them, depending on the size, depending on the pot, the how high the water is going, and how big a piece of equipment is you're utilizing for tomatoes. So 2 minutes is the base, okay? And you can just eyeball them until you see the skin starting to peel off the tomatoes. You can take them off one by one as the skin starts to come off, okay? While they're boiling. I got one out. I had one out. The other 5 are inside still. They're not there yet, okay? I got 2 out now, okay? I'm about to take the 3rd one out. 3 tomatoes are out, okay? 4 tomatoes are out. Okay. Yes, now that it's so when it comes out, guys, so before I peel it, okay, right here up close and personal, okay, this is what it looks like when it comes out, okay. It looks like a little raisin, but not that shriveled up, okay. And the skin, and the skin comes out really easy like that. See, that's why you shock it in nice water to make it easy to peel, okay. So that's 4 tomatoes out, okay. 5 tomatoes out, okay. The other one is almost there. I'm gonna take it out right now. So 6 tomatoes. So they took more than 2 minutes. 2 minutes is the basic time. I'm gonna use the same pot that I boiled my tomatoes. Okay, I'm gonna strain, get rid of the water, but I'm gonna use the same pot. I'm not gonna rinse it or wash it because it has tomato flavor. Okay. Same pot. Okay. Now I am going to start peeling my tomatoes. Okay. Okay. So here you go. I got one out. It's peeled tomato. See, nice and smooth. No skin, right? No skin. The skin is on the side, okay? That's one, okay? Answer. Not yet. I'm going to peel them first, okay? I haven't gone to that step yet, okay? So I'm peeling the tomatoes, peeling the skin off, okay? If you don't have no fingernails, you can utilize the blade of your small paring knife, okay? And again, we try not to have long fingernails because they collect dirt in your fingernails, so you might cross-contaminate your tomatoes or tomato sauce or your food, okay? So gently peel them, peel the skin. Okay. Yes, you can. Trash. And then you got compost in the back of your house in your garden. They're not in the trash, okay? So, my tomatoes have been peeled. I'm gonna get rid of this ice water, okay? Now, here's the other part, okay? So, let me know when you guys have peeled tomatoes. Just get rid of the core. Yeah, it's the core of the stem. Yeah, just get it out. Because if you don't, it's going to be harder to peel the skin from that side of the tomatoes. Like I said, earlier, your tomatoes are different than mine, so you just gotta eyeball them, okay? Mm-hmm. How's everybody else doing? You got your tomatoes already peeled yet? Ready to go? Alright, so the next process, after you peel them, you're going to cut them in half. All of them, okay? Cut them in half. Lengthwise, okay? Or vertical, cut them in half. Okay? You are going to take each half on your hand and squeeze it into the bowl that you use it for your shocking tomatoes, okay? What you're doing is squeezing the seeds out, okay? So on one screen, on the top screen, here you go. I got my tomato that I squeezed, and that's my seeds inside, okay? We don't want the seeds. We just want the meat, okay? So start gently squeezing the seeds out of the tomato, okay? That's when you cut them in half, so you can expose the cut half with the seeds, and that's when you remove the seeds, okay? So there we go. My tomato seeds have been removed. I have squeezed them up, okay? I'm gonna go back and clean the extra seeds that fell into my cutting board, so I don't want them in my tomato sauce, okay? Nope. Yeah, I didn't say that. I said get rid of the water that you boil them in and get rid of the seeds. And get rid of the seeds. Cut them vertically the long way, the lengthwise in half, and then gently squeeze them over the bowl that you shock them in ice water to remove the seeds. That's okay. Right? Right? Don't throw your tomatoes, do not throw your tomato skins in your garbage disposal. You can clog them up. Throw them in the trash, okay? Just FYI. Sorry, Mr. Colby, can't hear you. There's a lot of static coming through when you're trying to talk, so maybe you put in the chat if you have a question. No, you're not keeping the seeds. The seeds are trash. Get rid of them. All right, I'm gonna go next, okay? So you're gonna dice them, okay? So we're gonna go large dice, not medium small dice. So you go grab one tomato, the lengthways, cut them to about maybe 1 or 2 strips, put them sideways like you did your carrots, and start dicing them, okay? Once you dice them, you're gonna heat up your pot, add some oil, get it nice and hot, and then drop your mirepoix, onion, celery, carrots, sweat them off. When they're sweated, add your diced tomato concassate to that pot with your canned tomatoes. Bring it to a boiling point and simmer them for about 3 hours or so. They're gonna take time to make that tomato sauce, okay? The longer they simmer, the more they're gonna reduce, and the thicker they'll become, and the flavors are gonna be well balanced and not gonna taste like raw tomatoes, okay? You're gonna have, once it starts simmering, there's a pink foam that's gonna form on top of the tomatoes liquid, the volume. That's an indicator. Whenever you see that pink foam, it means the flavors are not fused yet. When that pink foam goes away, then you know the flavors are fused. If you taste it at the beginning, it's gonna take everything separate individually. Once that pink foam goes away, you taste it again, and it's gonna taste more well-rounded, okay? That's something that the book doesn't tell you. That's something that the recipe does not explain. That is a street smart, okay? A little bit of knowledge for you guys coming out of my little brain, pea-sized brain with 10 gigabytes. Get it? Okay. So I'm heating up my pan, the same pan that I used to boil my tomatoes. Now it's dry, it's got no water in it. You don't want any water in your pan. And I'm gonna use the same kind of oil that we fried the French fries a couple of days ago, because I'm recycling. That oil is perfectly fine. It's not gonna give funky potato flavor to your tomato sauce, okay? Perfectly fine. Because I got it covered, it's strained, so it's not contaminated with anything else, okay? So, about 2 or 3 tablespoons, okay? If you have the right mirepoix, depending on your size of mirepoix, okay? That's a good question, thank you. Okay. My pot is heating up. My pot is heating up. Okay, when I see it nice and hot and I see the oil swirling and see smoke coming out of it, then I'm gonna drop my mirepoix that is already set aside, okay? Where is it? Right here. Somewhere on one of the screens, okay? Okay. So see, I started with 6 tomatoes, right? And now it looks like about 14 ounces, but the same equal amount of like canned tomatoes, just about, okay? So oil is heating up, okay? Nope. So my oil is getting there, not there yet. It's taking a little bit longer to heat up because I want a nice smoking hot before I drop my mirepoix. That would get a little sweat faster. Okay. You can use it, but you are going to need this tomato sauce when we go make pasta in the next week or 2. So if you want to remake it again, go for it. Okay, if you don't want to wait until we go that route, but then you're going to have to make it. Okay, because otherwise you're going to have to remake it again. Okay. My oil is nice and hot. I'm gonna drop my mirepoix, onion, celery, and carrots. I am dropping my mirepoix, my onion, celery, carrots, and onion, celery, carrots. Remember, that's what mirepoix is all about. You're gonna hear that terminology quite often between now until the end of the Farm to Table. Mirepoix. No. Mirepoix. You're going to hear from now and then, know exactly what it is, know exactly the ratio. So whatever the recipe calls for, you're going to have to estimate how much onions, how much carrots, how much celery you need for each recipe. So Mirepoix, M-I-R-E-P-O-I-X, it's onions, celery, and carrots. The size, depending on that, is going to depend on what you need it for. Okay. So it's sauteed. They're not translucent yet, so they're not haven't been completely sweated. Okay. See, that's what I love about this pots from Sam's, Costco, even at Walmart, the aluminum steel ones, because they can take the abuse, using abuse, they're not going to get scratched like Teflons. You can even grab a degreaser, harsh chemical, or grill brick, or whatever, and then clean the bottom and make them shine like new. And they're going to last you forever. So I think this one's like 27 bucks, something like that at Sam's. I forget what it was. They sell them individual. They don't sell them together in a pack. Okay, my onions are now sweated. They're sauteed. I'm going to incorporate my concassé tomatoes. Okay. There you go. They're going in. Okay. I'm going to give them a little stir. Okay. To coat them with the oil and the onions and celery and carrots. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and drop my canned tomatoes now. Okay. There we go. Equal amounts. Okay. And then make sure they're all both mixed together real fine. Okay. See, right now it looks kind of like light pink. It looks off color. It doesn't look like that medium light brown red. I mean that medium red. Okay. So bring it to a boiling point and then simmer it. Okay. And like I said, right now it's 11:40. Mine is not going to be done because I have to be out of here soon. So I'm going to do the same thing as my veal stock. Leave it on the side of my stovetop at room temperature, come back tonight and finish it. Yours will probably be done by, if you get it on your stovetop within the next 5 minutes, it'll be done by maybe 2, maybe 3 o'clock. Very slow simmer, okay? Very slow simmer. It takes about 2 to 3 hours to complete this sauce, but you got to baby it, very slow simmer, okay? If you're making 5-10 gallons, it goes 24 hours, okay? You may add chicken stock if it gets too dry. If your heat is too high, you may add some chicken stock to it. Okay. If you're a vegan, do not eat animal product, vegetable stock, which you could have made from the peelings from all the veggies that we cut. Okay. But preferably chicken stock, not beef stock, chicken stock. Okay. So there it is. It's now kind of boiling. I'm gonna drop my heat to low simmer. And I'm gonna let it go the distance. In the meantime, I'm gonna bring out my mayonnaise and my vinaigrette from yesterday, and I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. Okay, now that it's completed and done. Okay, and it's been sitting in my fridge from yesterday. Okay, I didn't cover mine. I should have covered it. It's got a nice little yellow film on top. Okay, so my vinaigrette. Okay, here it is. On the screen, on the one on my table, here it goes, right? See, just a little stir, and it makes vinaigrette. The beautiful thing about this vinaigrette, you can add any kind of dried herbs, dried thyme, dried basil, oregano, Italian seasonings, whatever dry herbs you got. Add some crushed chilies, and now you got a spicy vinaigrette. The dry chilies from the pizza topping, okay? That's fine. That's fine too. Gives it a more robust flavor on the vinaigrette. See, it only took a little bit stir, and now it's back in emulsifying thick again, okay? And now the flavor, ooh, it's better. It bloomed. The flavor bloom. Okay. I'm gonna take a look at my mayonnaise, see how it tastes now. Okay. Versus yesterday. Okay. So my mayonnaise, it's a little bit thicker than it was yesterday. A little bit thicker, okay? Still good. Your mayonnaise can only last up to 2 days because again, you got fresh raw eggs in it, so don't let it go more than 2 days before you can throw it out or use it, okay? Flavor-wise, it's better today than it was yesterday. So if you have your mayonnaise from yesterday, take it out, unwrap it, give it a couple of stirs, and then taste it. It'll taste like mayonnaise today, okay? So now you know 1, 2, 3 mother sauces, okay? Now you learn 3 mother sauces. Next week, I think we're gonna go. I gotta take a look. I gotta take a look at what's over the weekend, the menus that we have next week. But I know we're gonna make hollandaise pretty soon. That's another mother sauce. Remember that? We went over in lecture the mother sauces, 5 mother sauces. Now you got 3. Now you got 3 underneath your belt. You got tomato, you got velouté, and bechamel. If you want to practice with the Espanol over the weekend, you can do so as well. Okay, but remember you got to save it because we're going to need it when we go later on and start cooking proteins like beef, pork, and I think lamb is coming up too. Okay. So if you have your mayonnaise, taste it. Let us know what it tastes like. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself, but I can still hear you because I gotta clean my kitchen, okay? I don't want all that banging to be making you go deaf. Do you have any questions as you're working on your tomato sauce? Anything so far that we did today and covered? Now, tomato sauce, this, you guys, okay. Tomato sauce, now, tomato sauce, if you want to make it a regional sauce in Texas, okay, when it's done, set it aside, go buy some jalapenos, okay, and you get another yellow onion, small dice jalapeno, jalapeno, saute them in butter, add tomato sauce. Bring it to a simmering point, let it simmer for about 30-40 minutes. Boom, you got ranchero sauce. Now you got a regional sauce made from tomato sauce. It doesn't have to be Italian, okay? Ranchero, huevos rancheros, right? 2 sunny side up eggs with ranchero sauce, maybe some tortillas or refried beans. Delicious. Those of you guys who are in the food truck industry or want to, you can add garlic to it as well too, okay? You guys are looking to be in the food truck industry, okay? Breakfast tacos with ranchero sauce. out of a mother sauce. So tomatoes, after you peel them, you are going to dice them. Yes. Oh, sorry, huh? Sorry, my bad. I was muted. Tomato sauce. After you peel the tomatoes, you're going to dice them. Okay? Dice them. You're going to sweat your mirepoix, your onions, celery, and carrots. Sweat them or saute them. You're going to add your diced tomato concasse, the ones you peel. You're going to, sorry, let me go back. Once you peel them, you're going to cut them in half vertically, lengthwise, and gently remove the seeds by squeezing them gently. Just like you do a stress ball. Lightly squeeze it. Not go nuts and, squeeze the heck out of it. Remove the seeds. You're going to dice them, large dice. Okay, so cut them in half vertically. Squeeze the seeds out of them gently. Put them down. Cut 3 strips. Dice them medium and large dice. Saute your mirepoix. Add the diced tomatoes with no seeds. Okay. Add your canned tomatoes, and then bring it to a simmering point and let them simmer for about 2 or 3 hours. Okay. Sorry, I was saying about tomato sauce. It can be one of the regional sauces too. Okay. Tomato sauce can be a regional sauce. So, like here in Texas, okay, you can make a ranchero sauce out of those tomatoes. Grab some jalapenos, dice them with the seeds on, like yellow onion, peel it, small dice it, saute it in butter, the jalapenos in the yellow onion, drop your tomato sauce, let it simmer, now you got ranchero sauce. And yes, you can add garlic to the tomato sauce to get more flavor. Okay? For those of you guys who are in the food truck industry, think about huevos rancheros, okay? Tacos. Breakfast tacos with huevos rancheros, okay? And it's a mother sauce. It's a mother sauce. It's a beautiful part, okay? Any questions that you guys are working on your tomatoes for cleaning up? I use a 14 ounce because I only use 6 tomatoes. If you use 8 Roma tomatoes, a 14 ounce cans is fine. Because they have to be equal portion canned tomatoes versus the concassé tomatoes. Tomatoes are simmering. I'm going to take a look at them. Yeah, I'm going to give them a little stir. Okay. Here we go. You want to stir them once in a while so they don't burn to the bottom of the pot. Okay. I can smell the tomatoey aroma coming out of the tomatoes. Of course, tomatoey, get it? And this tomato sauce can be turned into an Italian sauce, okay? Add some fresh basil, a little more garlic, chopped minced garlic, maybe some dried oregano to give it that boosted flavor, okay? It can definitely be turned into an Italian tomato sauce, okay? So veloute, bechamel. I'm gonna save my veloute, my bechamel. I'm gonna take a look at them next week when we come back on Tuesday. See how they're holding up so I can show you guys, okay? My vinaigrette and my mayonnaise, I'm gonna toss them out. I don't really buy salads because they tend to go bad in my house really fast before I can get to him. Mayonnaise, I'm gonna, I don't really eat a lot of sandwiches with mayonnaise, so we'll make the single salad, so I'm gonna throw it out. So you guys can do whatever you guys want with that, okay? So there goes my veloute and my bechamel. I got small containers, so they'll be fine in the refrigerator. They're not hot. They have time to sit at room temperature, so I'm not going to mess up my refrigerator, and they're not going to mess up the product either. Good. Taste them. Let them know what they taste like. And you gotta watch Miss Janet. She's the quiet one. She's the one that sits in the back. And before you know it, it's like, boom, like, holy cow, really? Awesome. Right, Miss Janet? Right? You'll be making it fresh. Right. So with enchiladas, what you can do with that, you gotta season it. Same as a ranchero, okay? Jalapenos, onions, sweat it with butter. Add that tomato sauce. But the next step, you're gonna add some chipotle out of the can. Not a whole bunch, just enough to give it the boost in flavor. Let it simmer for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, depending on what size container you got. And then puree everything. Everything. A little bit of salt. And now you can leave them out. And nope. Guys, today's another early day. You're probably done by 1:30. Let's say because tomato sauce has to go for a long time. So you'll be done. We'll be done early today. Don't worry, we're gonna have those days, so we're gonna go a little bit until the end of time. But today is going to be another early day. Okay. Save it. It's gonna come in. It's gonna come again. So I would freeze it and keep it because it's gonna come in handy in another recipe. You will need chicken stock for rice pilaf. You will need it for risotto. So definitely you're gonna need it later on down the road. Okay.